All right, Monday morning. Gonna do some trim on the roof and some cleanup. Get the battery stuff out. I have all the lower trim barges to put on and the fascia board. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start on the far side of the building because the sun is behind me here and it's not all the way up yet. So I'll be looking towards it right now. And then as I come around, I'll have it at my back instead of looking right into it. All of these are under 16 feet. They're about 14 foot something runs. And so what I'll do is I'll make that miter there for where those two meet on that, and then I'll run the top and bottom wild and I'll trim those in place. I also have to put on the fascia board up here and then trim these back when I'm there. I didn't feel comfortable standing leaning over those making a cut, so I'll make sure I have the plank set up there to where I can get at those a little better. So let's see, I have 16 foot pre-finished cedar, and so I'll go select for appearance on 2, 4, 6, 8 of those, and then a couple for the fascia boards on each end and the top. So that's the focus for today, and whatever's in my way as far as mess goes, I'll clean up or move around as I go. So just getting going here. All right, I got all the barges and those top boxes done. Everything's trimmed up top. Little bits of paper are all patched in. I did not get the fascia on that side. It's 4 o'clock. I'm gonna head out. I can do that in the morning and then clean up and start back on purlins again. And we'll just put the rest of the stuff away. All right, we're all set to go again here today. Kind of a weird one. It's supposed to be 90 degrees, just sort of right in the middle of everything, out of the blue, and then go directly to rain tomorrow and back to the 70s after that. So we are going to get everything fired up here. Gotta grab the key, fire this thing up, and I'll tell you the plan. Okay, the last little bit we have to do, man, sun's right in my eyes, is put the fascia board on here. I've got everything loaded there. I think that's what I need. I can get those ends trimmed up, ready for the roofer at that point. And then I am going to finish the purlins on the far side in the lean-to and do some blocking. And then I've got kind of an issue here. There was a bunch of coal pieces here that I didn't want on the roof. I'm gonna go through the little stacks of stuff that I have laying around and see what is usable vertically in these lean-tos. It goes on first, shows to the inside. We're putting smooth side in as a contrast to the roof with the 2V side down, or the chamfer side down, and see what I got there. Mostly because these horizontal piles laying everywhere are really impeding my access in here, and I want to get rid of them today and kind of get everything laid out, because project next here will be purlins on the outside and then getting the vertical T&G on the walls here with the OSB, just to get the rest of the shear strength into the building front to back. So that's what we got. We'll set up and do it. Right, now the roofer asked that I hold the row of nails back about 7 inches or so. We'll flip this up, put a single staple in it to hold that out of the way. I just trimmed these 2 pieces of fascia board. It's all pre-stained 1x10 rough cut cedar, cut locally from a private patch by a friend of mine, the band sawmill, and I'm using the layout marking on the OSB to space my nails. So I'm shooting down about 1.5 inches because we have about 1.25 inches of material, and that gets into that purlin. And then I have a mark with a Sharpie. Had a mark with a Sharpie just so I can see it real easy. Yeah, it's still there on my square. So that 6 inches down should put us about 1.5 inches up on that purlin. So I'm just shooting next to that, and then checking all the flush everywhere. Let's go to this end and get a tack in it. I like that. I had a little wane there, and that's why that piece is up. So That's there. And then we're good in between the nails. And come back and rub the fluff out. Get the 6 in on that one. And then we're a little high there. So what I'll do, I got just enough plank to stand on. We'll set a nail in here, and then we can push it down. Get one more here. That's good. That held it. We'll pick that up when we get out there. Okay, we're caught up there. Don't forget to put that in. Running out of nails. Let's check out this way here and see how the bottom flushes up. And it's a little off. So what we'll do, this time we'll put a nail in the fascia. I don't have to go much, otherwise it would be a screw. And, well, I do have to go much. Hang on. That's not going to want to work. Let's see. Oh, I'll bet you that did it. Not quite. And the trick is $300 hammer. This is the right one. Now, I'll come back with a screw, tie that together. Got that. We can use this nail bar on the side of this thing, which is just an absolute bulldozer of a pry bar. And we got to get the 6 on this one. And then the 6 on this one. And we have a little bit of fluff there. Popcorn. These nails run really good through the gun, but they leave a little bit of fluff. Undesirable. Okay, that's a good long clip. Okay, happy with that. That piece is on. I'm gonna head down here. We've got all these shorts from the roof sheeting, and I'll be able to use those up to make a stagger in the overhang here. It's like 11 feet or, oh, maybe 12 feet or something like that. And I can use 8, and I can make a lot of 2-footers out of that stuff, or a top piece. So that's what we'll do. The layout is from the bottom here to center 2 foot and go. So Get some screws for that. All right, I got these two bays done. Added an extra one here for the door backing. This is kind of a after the fact door, sliding door we're putting in here. We're gonna do a couple of overhead doors here, glass doors, but there's no exit out onto the patio without opening one of those. And if it's storming out, this will be a good one to have. It'll be protected in here. It can be an external slider. So we'll have door track up there. I'm out of screws. I need a few more to finish the gable ends. And then these parts here, I have a few screws, but I'm gonna cut out, take the last bit of heat of the day off and run the lumberyard. It's all part of it. But I'm gonna block these out real quick. I'll just shoot them on with the nail gun and then I can screw them off in the morning and get all this finished up. Supplies yesterday. Some Hydro-Gap, more nails. I couldn't find the nails that I wanted for the siding, so I went ahead and ordered. I'm not sure why I don't have one already, but I ordered a siding coil nailer so I can get a 3-inch ring shank, hot dip galvanized wire joined coil nail to avoid putting that popcorn everywhere. So that's coming in the mail, and by the time I get to the siding, the rest of the siding, it'll come in pretty handy for that. So let's see, we're gonna put the screws in down here and then deal with these window openings up here at both ends and get all that stuff wrapped up and move a little material around. All right, it is dumping pretty good out here. A couple little holes to patch in the underlayment on the roof, in the paper. Took care of those. Nothing that sprung up. It was just stuff I'd been planning on patching. I dropped a couple of boards and it ripped a little hole. I just moved the plank over there. I've got to straighten out one purlin, and then this front is done, and then we'll move to the back. Or I may move over to this side and start on some pine because it's dry and it's raining pretty good. Anyway. All right, I got this little issue sorted out. I think you remember me pointing the camera up at this door header last week and showing you how it had bowed out and brought the floor along with it. When I framed this floor, everything was straight. I checked it and I strung lines, snapped the ends of those, trimmed them off, put the rim on, and I was walking by there and I saw a bow towards the outside in the rim itself. So I came over here and checked this out, and this header beam had cooked off or decided to bow. And I was putting this plate down and I realized that bow still needed to be dealt with. So I didn't have a lot of hope, but I just shoved the forklift into it. It moved real easy. It's kind of a soft beam actually. And so what I did was I shoved into it with the forklift, and let me point down here. I put a brace with a turnbuckle on it down there. So that's all tied together, sucked back, and I think that brace is going to stay there until we deck the floor, because that should give it enough shear to not really want to go anywhere anymore, is the plan. I don't really have another way to work that beam out other than replacing it. So we'll just frame on from here. We're good to go again, and I'll just get started. Okay, we'll finish off these windows, and then we'll wander around doing the last bit of blocking. There's a couple knee braces to put in, and we'll make a plan for putting on the interior siding, and then start on that. It was all really foggy down the valley coming this way. It was clear at my house, and then foggy at the bottom, and then once I got here, it's all kind of moving up. Must be getting chased out somehow. So I'm going to keep working on. I've been using this this angle here instead of down here. I'm kind of trying it more this week so I can see what I got. See if it gives a better point of view from the forklift. It's more kind of like what I'm seeing, so we'll try that as we're driving around today. I could swear that I mentioned I was going to get all this wrapped up so that when it came time, all the blocking wrapped up when I was doing it, so that when it came time to cover it, I didn't have to stop and do it. And sure enough, I had to stop and do it. So I'm going to get all this laid out to get some of these cut. And work out the bottom here. Girts are here, like this. Green plate's overhanging the foundation just a little bit, so I've shot this temporary sticker on there, and then the pine and OSB will sit down on that. And there's like some sort of closure we're gonna put there to cap that off, sort of rodent proof it. I may just use water and ice. I'm not exactly sure, but bugs are going to be an issue anyway. So we'll cap that. And then there'll be another, I'll take that off, and there'll be another temporary one on there. We'll probably anchor that to the foundation, a little wider one to catch the siding, because we want that to hang down an inch, inch and a half. And then of course, we'll probably run the bats just a little bit long to make a little drip leg. But that's what we're doing here, is we'll just go through and put that temporary there, and I'll just either get more or move that along as I go. But it seems to shoot up in there just fine. It doesn't need much to hold it. All right, the hard part about this is going to be remembering to put this stuff on good side out, because we're putting the smooth side in. Actually looks really nice. It's a nice flush look, and then you look up there and you got that V groove. I like it. Feels like a cabin. But I think we're going to deck and sheet as we go here. And the goal is, it's close to the end of the day today. I'm gonna try to do this wall tomorrow. Might be a big ask, but we're gonna give it a shot. Okay, lunchtime here. Got one and a partial bay left, so it's like 4 courses of plywood. And that'll be done. I'll clean this bay out here and then move everything down to the far end down there. I'm only gonna need, if I can round up enough, there was some longer pieces that weren't good for the roof that are unstained, and if I can use up all of those in this back corner here, which is going to be like primarily storage, that would be a good thing. So I may just like clean everything up to finish this wall. I'm not going to make it look scrapped in. I'm just going to use up material that would be better here than somewhere else. All right, lunchtime. All right, end of the day here. I normally grab the key and toss it under the seat there. And stay there for the weekend. And cover this up real quick.